The moonlight shimmered through the windows, casting a soft glow over the chamber. King Shahryar, still caught in the spell of Scheherazada's voice, leaned forward as she began another tale. Her eyes sparkled as she wove the next story, drawing him deeper into the world she conjured.
O King, you have heard of the wisdom that lies beyond the surface, and the beauty that can be found when one opens the heart. But what of the dangers that lie in the pursuit of forbidden power? Let me tell you the tale of the cursed ring, a story of greed, ambition, and the price one must pay for seeking power beyond their understanding. In a distant land, there once lived a young prince named Ahmed. He was the heir to a prosperous kingdom, beloved by his people and known for his intelligence and kindness. Yet, despite his many gifts, Prince Ahmed had one flaw: he was restless. He sought not only the knowledge of his father's kingdom, but the secrets of the world beyond it. One day, while exploring the royal library, Prince Ahmed came across an ancient, dusty tome that seemed to pulse with a strange energy. The book was bound in dark leather, and its pages were filled with intricate symbols and illustrations. Intrigued, the prince opened the book and began to read. As he read, he discovered that the book contained knowledge of ancient magic, magic that had been forgotten by time, sealed away by kings and sages who feared its power. The prince's heart raced as he read on. Among the many spells and incantations in the book, there was one that caught his eye: a spell to summon a ring of great power. The ring, according to the book, had the ability to grant its wearer unimaginable strength and control over the elements. But there was a warning inscribed in the margins: he who seeks the ring shall pay a terrible price. The curse of the ring will bind him, body and soul. Despite the warning, Prince Ahmed could not resist. The desire for power consumed him, and he believed that he could control the ring's power without succumbing to its curse. He gathered the necessary ingredients and performed the ritual described in the book, summoning the ring into existence. The moment the ring appeared, Ahmed could feel its energy coursing through his body. It was unlike anything he had ever experienced. His senses were heightened, and he felt an overwhelming surge of strength. He could control the wind, the water, the earth, and the fire with a mere thought. The world bent to his will. At first, the power was exhilarating. The prince used the ring to conquer kingdoms, to amass riches, and to command armies. His name spread across the land, and he became a ruler feared and admired by all. Yet, as the days passed, Ahmed began to feel something strange. The power that had once thrilled him began to feel heavy, like a chain around his wrist. It was as if the ring was drawing him deeper into its grasp, taking away his freedom and will. The prince tried to remove the ring, but it would not budge. It was as if it had fused with his very skin. The more he struggled, the more he could feel the curse tightening around him. His thoughts became clouded, his desires twisted. The ring whispered in his mind, urging him to seek more power, to never stop, to conquer all in his path. As the years passed, the prince's mind and soul began to wither. His body, once strong and youthful, became gaunt and weak, drained by the ring's insidious magic. The people who had once adored him began to fear him. His kingdom, once prosperous and peaceful, fell into chaos. Ahmed's eyes, once bright with hope, became hollow and cold, his heart consumed by the darkness of the ring. One fateful night, as Ahmed sat alone in his throne room, staring at his reflection in a mirror, he saw something that horrified him. The man staring back was not the prince he had once been, but a shadow of himself, his face twisted by greed, his eyes burning with an unnatural fire. He realized, too late, that he had become a slave to the very power he had sought to control. In desperation, Ahmed turned to the wise sage who prepared the recipe book for the ring's curse. The sage, now old and frail, listened to the prince's plea for help. "You sought the ring's power without understanding its cost," the sage said. "Now only death can free you from its grasp." Ahmed, broken and defeated, begged the sage for a solution, but the sage could only shake his head. "The ring's curse is unbreakable. The price for seeking such power is the soul of its wearer. There is no escape save for the destruction of the ring itself. You must travel to the highest mountain in the country, where the earth's flames can melt anything, even the hardest metals." With no other choice, Ahmed set out to destroy the ring. He journeyed to the highest mountain in the land. The prince, weakened by years of the ring's influence, climbed the mountain, determined to rid himself of the cursed artifact. When he reached the peak, Ahmed held the ring above the molten lava. He knew that this was the only way to break free. But as he looked into the swirling flames, he saw the truth of his own soul, the darkness that had consumed him, the corruption that had twisted his heart. With a final, anguished cry, the prince cast the ring into the fire, watching as it melted away into nothingness. The moment the ring was destroyed, Ahmed fell to his knees, the curse lifting from his body. But it was too late. The years of corruption had taken their toll, and the prince's life force had been drained. As he lay dying, Ahmed whispered a final prayer of atonement. He had sought power, but in doing so, he had lost himself. The curse of the ring had consumed him, and now all he could do was hope that his tale would serve as a warning to others who might be tempted to seek power without understanding its price. And so the once proud prince, now a mere shadow of the man he had been, passed away, his soul freed from the ring's curse, but forever marked by the consequences of his ambition. And so ends the tale of the cursed ring. Let it remind us, O King, that power, though tempting, can come at a cost that we may not fully understand until it is too late.
When Scheherazade heard the rooster crow, she decided to stop telling stories. Shahryar smiled and realized that Scheherazade would not tell any more. Of course, he had a new date the next night to continue enjoying the stories of his beautiful wife, Scheherazade. King Shahryar was silent, his thoughts consumed by the darkness of ambition and the price of unchecked desire. The night stretched on, the fire crackling softly as King Shahryar pondered the lessons of the tale. The flickering shadows danced on the walls, echoing the darkness that had taken root in the heart of the prince.